Hello everyone, I hope you all are keeping well. I hope you had an amazing holidays and now you're all excited for the new academic year ahead. I am Justin D'Souza and this is my channel Best Math. Before I begin, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and comments, especially the comments during the last exam. All the positive feedback in the comments, I really appreciate it because I go through all of them, and that really motivates to do more. Thank you, one and all. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I would kindly ask you can try subscribing. It's free, and I will try my best to do all the lesson explanation videos and put it up in this playlist, the Advanced 10 playlist. So we will begin with the first lesson, which will be there in the term 1. It's from module 11, Polynomials. The lesson 1 is about adding and subtracting polynomials. The learning objectives of this lesson are: identify and write polynomials by using the standard form, add polynomials, subtract polynomials. It's a pretty straightforward lesson. It's not that difficult. It might be lengthy, but it's a pretty easy one. And the keywords are polynomials, binomial, trinomial, degree of a monomial, degree of a polynomial, standard form of a polynomial, leading coefficient. We will look into all of this now very soon. So we will begin with a few of the basic things about polynomial. What exactly is polynomial? Now, if you see anything like this, x for example, if I write it as x, or if I have x to the power 2, and say I have minus 2x, all these are polynomials. Now, if I have a single term x, it's called a monomial. Mono means M-O-N-O is single, one, monomial. Now, if it is 2, like this 2 terms, it's called binomial. 2, bi means 2, binomial. And then if it is 3, say if I add 3 over here, there are 3 terms altogether, x squared, 2x, 3, it will be trinomial. If there are many terms, we just call it polynomial, that's it. And there are various types. Let's look into this. Binomial is sum of 2 monomials. Now, it's a very important thing. Now, if I write 2x squared and 2x squared, is this a binomial? Look, this is having the same degree, x to the power 2, and this variable is also having x to the power 2. So they add up and it becomes 3x squared. It is just a monomial. So you must have different monomials. Now, this is a single monomial, right? It will be resolved to a monomial. Whereas if you have x power 3 plus 3x squared, the degrees are different. So these cannot be added up. You can't write 3 plus 1, it's not 4x. No, these are separate things, okay? So these are pretty separate things, and therefore these are binomials. Whereas if there are same degrees, then you can solve them up. Anyways, binomial means 2 monomials, trinomial means 3. What is this degree? Now, you can have degree from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything. Now, imagine you have 2x, say 0 degree. This is a constant. Why? Because anything to the power 0 is 1, so 2 into 1 will become 2. So you just write it 2. Whereas if imagine you had x squared, this is the degree. So now, like we will see it in the next slide, you should just look into the highest power, and that is the degree. So the greatest degree of any term is of the polynomial. In the polynomial is the degree, basically. Now, before we go into this, we will just look into the basics about the naming. If there is 0 degree, say for example x power 0, then 0 this is. Then it's a constant because this is equal to 1. 1 is a constant, it's a number. Whereas if you have degree 1, it's a linear term, 3x plus 2. When you graph this, you will get a linear graph. So it's a linear type. Whereas power 2 is quadratic, x power 2. Whereas x power 3 is cubic, x power 4 is quartic, quintic. You can keep on going. This will be called hextech, I guess, then heptech, octech, and so on. There are various names as that increases. But if you just start calling polynomial more than 2, okay? Because we will deal with, see, constant we have already learned, linear we have learned in grade 9. We will be learning about quadratic and cubic. We won't be learning power 4 and power 5, but there are methods which we will learn to solve these. But mainly we deal with up till cubic in grade 12. In the coming grades you will learn these. So anyways, that's about polynomials. Okay, about leading coefficient, the last thing. It's better to see an example. Now imagine I have 2x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3. This is a polynomial. Now look over here. You must always look into the highest degree. Which is the highest degree? Is it power 2, constant, or 3? Obviously this is the highest degree, right? But imagine I had x to the power 4 over here. Then this would be the highest degree. Doesn't matter where it is placed. Just see the highest degree. Okay, this would be the highest degree, but I'll remove this for now. This is a trinomial and we are having highest degree of 3. So the degree is 3. Now whenever you have a degree, the highest degree, this is the degree, whatever number is behind it, the coefficient of that 2 is the leading coefficient. Coefficient is anything that is behind the number beside the variable. Now leading coefficient means the coefficient of the degree, highest degree term. That's it. So now we will see problems. You will understand much better now. Determine whether each expression is a polynomial. If it is a polynomial, find the degree and determine whether it's monomial, binomial, or trinomial. Okay, let's look into this. 8ab minus 2c. Now here there are different variables. I was dealing with x. I was writing x because generally we write x, but you can have x, y, z, a, b, l, m, anything you want. Now over here it is a, b, and c. Okay, imagine this like x, y, and z. You must see which is the you know, are they monomials or no? Yes, 8ab is a monomial, 8ab, and this minus 2c is also monomial. Why? Because this is having 1 degree. Sorry, this is having 1 degree. The c, a is having 1 degree. If nothing is written, it's 1. B is also having 1 degree. So the degree over here for this term monomial would be 2. Why? Because a is having 1, b is having 1. Add them up, it would be 2. So this is a polynomial, yes, but the degree is 2. Why? A and b is having 1 and 1. Add them up, it's 2. It's a binomial because there are only 2 terms, and that's it. Now what about this number minus 11.25? Yes, it is a constant and it is a polynomial. It is a polynomial, but the degree is 0. Why? Because it's a constant. There is no variable. That means it might have had x, but it's having 0. So we don't write it because it's 1. And this is a single term, so we call it monomial. Now what about this? It is 2x to the, okay, I'll just write it. It's 2x to the power minus 2 plus 3xy. Okay, this is minus square. Now over here, whenever you have negative power, this is not a polynomial. Why? Because you write it like this, isn't it? If you want to make this positive, this is minus power, right? You want to make this positive, you write it over here, 2 divided by. You cannot have degrees less than 0. So this is having a negative degree, so this is not a monomial, it is not a polynomial. Okay, that's it. You don't write the degrees and stuff. Here again, you can simplify this and then try. You can pause the video and try this by yourselves. Add them up. Minus 8 plus 5 will become minus 3. So it becomes, it's not 4, it becomes a trinomial because you need to simplify this. The degree over here, highest degree is 9. The degree would be 9. It is a trinomial because it simplifies to this. And yes, it's a polynomial. Here again you can do degree is 2, 1 and 1. Again it's 2, 2. Degree is 2 over here. And it's a trinomial. There are 3 terms. So that's about it. Now we will quickly see these problems over here. Now I would kindly ask you all to pause the video, answer it by yourself, and then continue the video and I will answer them for you. I hope you tried pausing the video and try to solve them. Let's see. Over here you can see there's a power, negative power. That means it's not a polynomial. Degree and classification does not exist for this. Now what about this? Yes, looking at it, it's a trinomial. You can directly write the degree is 3 and it's a trinomial. There is only one term. Yes, it's a polynomial. It's called monomial. The degree is 1, power 1. It's a monomial. Here also it's a polynomial. Yes, there is a degree of 1, but it's a binomial. I hope this is clear. Now we will move on to the next problem about leading coefficients. Now the point of leading coefficient comes only in polynomials. So if it's not a polynomial, you don't have this. So it must be a polynomial. Let's look at this problem. 4x plus 12 plus 2x cubed minus 3x squared. Sorry for these numbers, they are a bit hodge. Now here you can see the degree is 3. Over here this is 2. The highest degree would be 3. Now whatever is beside 3, the highest degree is the leading coefficient. So the leading coefficient. Now okay, one more thing. Generally we write the polynomial. They have asked us to write it in standard form. Sorry, I forgot that. I didn't read it through. Now what does standard form mean? It's basically writing everything in descending order. Descending order in the sense, write the highest degree as the first term. You can see the highest degree, right? Write it first. Then the next power, which is at power minus 3x squared. Then the next power. And lastly, the constant number. So it is 3, 2, 1 and 0 over here. The degrees are 3, 2, 1, 0. So the highest degree would be the degree of this particular polynomial. And it is power 3. And we must write from highest to least. That is the standard form. And now over here, the leading coefficient would be 2. Whatever is the highest degree. That's it. So that's the answer. Same way you can try this over here now. You can see this is minus 10b squared and over here it's negative b cubed. So write it in descending order. This comes first. Minus b cubed minus 10b squared plus 5b and plus 35. And then write the, okay, you need to identify the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient is whichever is the highest degree, what's behind it. There is nothing but the leading coefficient. If there's nothing means it's 1. But it's not just 1, it's negative 1. There's minus sign as well. So you must write minus 1. This is the answer. Now, we will look into adding polynomials. Now, adding polynomials. See, now this is, till now, we just saw what's the standard form, basic things of polynomial, how they are, like whether they are monomials or trinomials. Now we will be given different polynomials. We will have to solve them up. So there are two methods. One is horizontal method. Personally, I would suggest you to just do this. Now you might find, okay, there is a horizontal method, it's easy because the problems are easy. But when it gets complicated, this method is much easier, because in the future grades as well, say in grade 11 and 12, when you have complicated problems, this would be an easier method to deal with. So try to remember horizontal method and try solving problems in this method itself. But if you want vertical method, yes, you can try it. There's no problem. Now, what happens over here is whenever you're, say, adding or solving and even subtracting, you need to make sure the degrees are same. Now, these are the two polynomials, right? Look into the degrees. The orange one, 3x squared, and this orange one, 2x squared. Add them up together. 3x squared plus 2x squared must be added up together. You can't add with something else. The degree must not be different. It must be the same. Similarly over here, 9x squared and 4x, you need to add them up together. And 27 and negative 12, add them up together. So you can see in this line, you can say 3x squared plus 2x squared. This is 2x squared. 9x plus 4x. 27 minus 12. Just simplify and write that will be the answer. 5x squared plus 13x plus 15. You can do the same thing with a vertical thing. Just make sure you're aligned it properly. Sometimes it won't be in the standard form. You need to get both of them in the standard form. So the numbers will be at the last. The next from left it will be numbers, then the first degree, then the second degree, and then you solve it up. Okay, the answer will be the same, doesn't matter which method you use. Over here you need to add the polynomials. It's very simple. Just look into the degrees. It's 3x squared and x squared, add them up, 4x squared, and negative 4 minus 9 would be negative 13. That's the answer. So 4x squared minus 13. Same way, please do try pausing the video and solve it by yourself. I will quickly do it now. First, see the highest degree. Negative x squared plus 2x squared. This must be solved. Plus and minus becomes, you need to subtract and write the bigger number sign, that is plus. So 2x squared minus x squared, this is 1x squared. So you will just remain with 1x squared or x squared. And then what about 4x? It's only 1, 4x. And minus 9 plus 8 would be minus 1. So this will be the answer. Okay, x squared plus 4x minus 1. So even you do any method, vertical or horizontal, it's the same. You will get the answer, the same thing. Only that you have to rearrange, write it like this, and then solve it over here. Now, these are for you, check problems. Please try this by yourselves. Now, hit the pause button and then solve it and then continue watching the video. I hope you have tried solving it or at least gone through the problems or did it in your mind at least. Let's see them. The highest degrees together, 20 minus 13 would be 7. So starting, okay, everything is over here, 7y squared. Then y and y. 12 plus 1 would be 13y. And lastly, we have minus 10 and minus 2, negative 12. Similarly, do all these and you can check your answers over here. Okay, let's do the second one. See over here, you need to multiply this inside. So what happens is it's 2b squared. So minus 4b minus b squared plus 2 plus 2b squared plus 4b minus 2. I hope this is clear. So this is the thing. And now what happens is you need to solve. 2 minus 1 would be 1, b squared. And minus 4 cancels with, yeah, okay, so you're remaining with b squared. I thought this was some error or something. Okay, when you multiply this and solve it, you will have only b squared. Okay, and do this as well and do check the answers over here. Now, subtracting polynomials. Just now we did adding. Subtracting is same thing. It's just that you need to subtract it. Sometimes what happens is they'll tell you subtract this polynomial from this polynomial. So all you need to do is multiply this negative sign inside and then add them up. Only this multiplying is the extra part. See over here, they multiply this negative 2x becomes negative 2x, negative 8x and minus 20. So then this becomes total addition because you multiplied the negative sign inside, so you're basically adding them both now and then solve it. Or what you can do is you can directly do this. 11 minus 2x would be 9x. Sorry, write the highest degree first. First write the highest degree, this one. It's minus 7x cubed. Then it will be x squared. You can see it's negative 8x squared. This multiplied will be negative 8, 16x squared. 11 minus 2 would be plus 9x. And lastly, the number that would be minus 33. So this will be the answer. You can see minus 7x squared, x cubed, minus 16x squared, plus 9x minus 33. That's the answer. And you can do it vertically as well. It will be the same answer. Okay, so you can do it in your mind. Just no need to write all the steps. It's just for understanding. Just quickly do it over here. Looking at the question, you can directly write the answer. Now over here, please do pause the video and solve these by yourself. This is very easy problems. So go ahead and solve it by yourselves. 6 minus 2x will be 4x, and this minus minus becomes plus. Plus 19 minus 11 would be 8. So it will be 4x minus plus 8. So that's the answer. Same thing over here. Multiply the negative sign and then solve it up. You can see here it would be first the highest degree is first, minus and minus becomes plus, so it's 3x squared, and you get negative 7x over here, plus x, that will be minus 6x, and lastly minus 14 plus 2 is minus 12. That's it. And check your understanding. Please pause the video, try it over here and solve it. We will just quickly run through the answers because it's very, very easy. I'm sure by now you're thorough with this. It's just adding and subtracting. So these are the answers. Okay, then we will go to the real world problem, add and subtract. Now let's read this. Today's recording artists can sell hard copies H and digital copies D of their albums. The equations H equals 9W plus 53 and D equals 13W plus 126 represents the number of albums in thousands. One artist sold in W weeks. Okay, so whatever they are selling is in terms of thousands in a week, in W weeks, sorry. Write an equation that shows how many more digital albums were sold than hard copies S. Okay, what they want is you need to see the difference between the digital albums and the hard copies. So here it is very important. Write the equation to show how many more digital albums. That means you must write D minus hard copies H. And this, whatever you do, D minus S must be represented by S. That is what they have given. D minus H, that will be equal to S. Then predict how many more digital albums are sold than hard copies in 52 weeks. Okay. Then predict how many more digital albums are sold. Okay. Then what you have to do is, whatever answer you get, you must just substitute this. Let's do one by one. You can see over here, D is over here 13W plus 126 minus, I will just subtract this directly, minus 9W minus 53. Why? Because this, both the things becomes minus, so it changes its sign. Now solve it. 13 minus 9 is 4W plus 50, 76, 73. Okay. So that must be the answer. Yes, 4W plus 73. But this is not over. They were asking how many, predict how many for 52 weeks. All you need to do is substitute this W as 52. So multiply 4 into 52 plus 73. That will be your answer. So it will be, okay, now I'm sure you won't get this as the answer. You will get 52 into 4 is 108. Plus 73, that will be 81. Yes, 2. This is 208, not 100. It will be 281. Now this is your answer. But remember, in the question it was told in thousands, right? So this 281 answer you get is in terms of thousand. It's 281,000. So you can try this. Multiply this, you'll get 281 in your calculator, but it's in terms of 1,000. So there will be 281,000 more digital albums sold than hard copies in 52 weeks. Now you can just think about yourselves. Now, who generally takes hard copies? It's very, very less. You would prefer a soft copy because you don't have to keep it in storage or this or that. You know, you can just put it in your phone or something. So generally everyone uses digital copies, and in 52 weeks, if this album is sold, you can see digital albums dominate by 281,000 after 52 weeks. So that's how we solve this. You can try this over here. The equations are given. It's a simple problem again. Please do try this. Try pausing the video and doing it by yourselves. We will directly jump to the answers over here. I mean, it's a real world problem, so I'll read through because we can't jump directly without knowing it. Okay, college living. The total number of students who attend a college consists of two groups: students who live in dorm rooms on campus D, and students who live in apartments off campus A. So D is dorm room, dormitory. Basically, you share the room with a few students. And over here, live in apartments. Basically, you rent out an apartment and you can live. So that is A. Okay, is not, okay, T is given. See, T is the total number of students. This is the total number of student equation. And they have given you dorm rooms, whoever are living over there in D. And obviously, they are asking you to write how many lives in apartment. So you know, dormitory and apartment living will be total, isn't it? Now you know this equation, but you know total and dorm. So how do you find A? A would be total minus D, T minus D. That's it. So we have the number in hundreds of students who live in dorm rooms, and the total number of students enrolled in the college can be modeled by the following equation, where n is the number of years since 2001. After 2001, n means after 2001. Okay, so all you need to do is T minus D to get this particular part A. That is 17 minus 11 would be 6n plus 15. So this would be the first answer. And now predict the number of students who live in apartments in 2020. So how many years from 2001 to 2020? It would be 19 years. Okay, because it's not 2021, it's since 2021. So after 2021 till 2020, it would be 19, not 20 years. So all you need to do is 6 multiplied by 19 plus 15. You can use the calculator if you want. Over here, just you can solve this. It'll be over here. Okay, and now again, it will not be so much. Okay, it will not be 12,900 directly. It will be in terms of 129, I believe. And then over here they have told in hundreds. So you will get the answer in your calculator as 129. 100 means 2 zeros. If it was 1000, in the last problem we added 3 zeros, isn't it? But 100 means only 2 zeros. So add 2 zero, it is 12,900 students. And over here they have told one more thing, part C. What do you need to assume in order to predict the number of students who will live on campus in 2020? Okay, what do you need to assume? The total number of students does not include students who commute. Yeah, this would be correct, I believe. Then students do not share dorm rooms. The number of students enrolled in the college remains the same. No, it will not be the same from this. Many students live in a home during summer. This is not related. Students do not share dorm room. This is also not correct because, you know, they're asking who will live on campus. Okay, I think so. It's the first one. Okay, so it was a guess anyways. So what they're asking over here is, what do you need to assume in order to predict the number of students who live on campus in 2020? On campus, see now, commuting means traveling. The total number of students does not include students who commute. So this would be the most important thing, because who are living in campus will not commute, you know. So that's the thing. Anyways, that's the end. Now that's the end of this lesson. I hope you have found it helpful. And please do stay tuned for the next video. I will try to do as soon as possible. And if you have any doubts, any questions in any of the problems, please do post them in the comment section, and I will emphasize on you trying to solve the problems by yourselves. In your textbook, there are many more problems. Do try solving them. And during the end of the term, the exam questions, separate videos will be done. As of now, I'm only sticking to the lessons, you know, the lesson examples and the check problems. Checks are for you, so please try to do it by yourselves. And if you have any doubts, you can go back, rewind the explanation and listen to it again and again. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.